Xin chào mừng quý vị đã đến với buổi hội thảo webinar của chúng ta ngày hôm nay về chủ đề giải pháp cho giao thông thông minh. Tôi là Leo, là người sẽ đồng hành cùng với quý vị trong chương trình ngày hôm nay. Sự kiện hôm nay do TAITRA, Tổ chức xúc tiến thương mại Đài Loan tổ chức. Chắc là quý vị cũng đã biết đợt giãn cách xã hội ở thành phố Hồ Chí Minh do dịch Covid-19 vừa mới kết thúc hồi cuối tháng 9 vừa qua. Sau hơn 3 tháng siết chặt, chúng ta đã bắt đầu cuộc sống trở lại dù chưa thể hoàn toàn bình thường. Tuy nhiên, một trong những điểm sáng là các công trình thi công, những dự án giao thông đã được khởi động trở lại và ví dụ điển hình là hệ thống metro. Hiện thành phố vẫn đang thưa thớt hơn thường lệ, nhưng chúng tôi đoán là tình hình này sẽ không kéo dài lâu và sớm thôi thì những con đường sẽ chật cứng xe trở lại. Vậy thì trong giai đoạn vắng vẻ này có lẽ là một thời cơ để chúng ta cân nhắc, thậm chí là thực hiện luôn một số chính sách về giao thông. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our webinar today, which is themed as the Smart Transportation Solutions. I'm Leo, the host of this event. This webinar is presented by TAITRA, Taiwan's Trade Promotion Organization. As you all may have known, the Ho Chi Minh City is locked down because of the COVID-19 pandemic has just ended in the last days of September after 3 months. Things are back, but not to the normal yet. But one of the good points is that the transportation construction were restarted, like the metro system. The city is less crowded than usual, but soon it will be back to normal soon. We believe so. Then this is the good time for us to consider and maybe have some quick moves before the streets are full of vehicles again. Và đó là lý do tại sao hôm nay chúng tôi sẽ mang đến 6 chuyên gia trong ngành giao thông từ 6 đơn vị sau. And that's why it is our honor to bring you the 6 representatives from the 6 units. Master Transportation Bus Manufacturing, FETC International, CTCI Corporation, CECI Engineering Consultants, MyTech Information Technology Corporation. Ban quản lý đường sắt đô thị thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, which in English is Management Authority for Urban Railways of Ho Chi Minh City's People Committees. Họ sẽ chia sẻ những thông tin, ý tưởng, kinh nghiệm mới nhất, hiện đại nhất để cho chúng ta có thể mường tượng sơ bộ xem là một hệ thống giao thông thông minh thì sẽ như thế nào. They will showcase their most innovative, updated information, ideas of how a smart transportation system would look like. Nhưng trước đó, chúng tôi xin trân trọng giới thiệu, hội thảo của chúng ta ngày hôm nay có sự tham dự của ông Wu Chun-se, Giám đốc trụ sở Hiệp hội Xúc tiến Thương mại Đài Loan, TAITRA, và trưởng phòng kinh tế, Văn phòng Kinh tế và Văn hóa Đài Bắc tại thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, ông Trang Quân Trung. But before that, we'd like to introduce Mr. Mark Wu, Executive Director of TAITRA Strategic Marketing Department, and Director Chang Wen-chung, Economic Division, Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Ho Chi Minh City. Và bây giờ chúng tôi xin mời ông Wu Chun-se lên phát biểu khai mạc. And now we'll give us some opening remarks. Let's welcome Mr. Mark Wu.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We hope you are all well during this challenging time. On behalf of the Taiwan External Trade Development Council, I would like to extend our appreciation and welcome to everyone participating in today's Taiwan solution on intelligent transportation systems in Vietnam. First of all, it is our honor to have representatives from the Department of MRT of Ho Chi Minh City Government to talk about mass rapid transit policies and experience. Also, we will present Taiwan's intelligent transportation solutions from leading companies in this webinar, including smarter and healthier urban transportation solutions, vehicle electric ID solutions, automated fare collection, and so on. We are also happy to schedule online trade meetings for you with these solution providers after today's webinar. Lastly, I hope our guests will take advantage of this opportunity to understand further on Taiwan's intelligent transportation solutions that will be beneficial to you and your organization or business. Thank you all for joining us today and stay safe.
Xin cảm ơn ông Mark Wu, và để tiếp tục chương trình, chúng tôi xin mời ông Trang Quân Trung lên phát biểu. Thank you, Mr. Mark Wu, and now we would love to invite Mr. Chang Wen-chung to be on stage for his speech.
Director Mark Junze-Wu of Strategic Marketing Development Department of TAITRA, Deputy Director General Yimin Xuan of Management Authority for Urban Railways of Ho Chi Minh City, all business representatives attending the meeting, and online friends from Taiwan, Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm very pleased to attend the Taiwan-Vietnam Smart Transportation Business Opportunity Seminar. I believe this event will be of great help to promote the interaction and exchanges between Taiwan and Vietnam's enterprises on smart transportation and facilitate cooperation. Since Taiwan Vietnam set up representative offices and opened up services in 1992, bilateral economic and trade exchanges have developed rapidly and closely. Despite the global outbreak of COVID-19 in 2020, the total bilateral trade between Taiwan and Vietnam in 2020 still reached $21.2 billion, an increase of 7.5% compared to 2019. Taiwan ranks as Vietnam's fifth largest trading partner. Regarding FDI, as of August 2021, there were a total of 2,831 Taiwanese investment projects in Vietnam, with an investment amount of $35.4 billion, ranking number 4 behind only to South Korea, Japan, and Singapore. Despite the impact of this COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Taiwanese businessmen invested a total of $2.05 billion in new investments in Vietnam. The new investment from Taiwan to Vietnam has not slowed down at all. The fourth wave of the pandemic broke out in Vietnam from April 2021, and strict community quarantine measures have been adopted, which affected the progress of economic activity. However, in the first 8 months of 2021, Taiwanese investment in Vietnam still reached $1.1 billion, ranking 6th, which shows that Taiwanese businessmen generally affirm the investment environment in Vietnam and have confidence in Vietnam's economic prospects. These investments have contributed a lot to Vietnam's employment, economic development, as well as industrial upgrading. The new southbound policy that Taiwan has actively promoted since 2016 is a strategic plan based on the principle of reciprocity, as Taiwan occupies a key position in the global supply chain and faces drastic changes in the international situation and the changes of COVID-19 epidemic. The new southbound policy has allowed Taiwan to find a more favorable strategic position in the international arena and has gradually created a mutually beneficial and win-win cooperation model for Taiwan and the new southbound partner countries. Vietnam is an important partner of Taiwan's new southbound policy. After the new Taiwan-Vietnam Investment Protection Agreement took effect in May 2020, it has helped further enhance and protect the rights and interests of businessmen in Vietnam and expand bilateral investment and trade relations. Vietnam has made rapid progress in transportation sector in recent years. The development of smart transportation is also one of the goals of the Vietnamese government. The MRT plan in Ho Chi Minh City is important transportation infrastructure in South Vietnam. Among today's speakers, we have the pleasure to invite the Management Authority for Urban Railways of Ho Chi Minh City to explain the city's MRT plan. We believe that it will help Taiwanese businessmen to further understand the current development of the city's MRT so as to make investment consideration in the future. Finally, I wish today's seminar a big success, good health, and business prosperity for all participating friends. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for your kind sharing. Xin cảm ơn những lời chân tình từ các vị đại diện. Và bây giờ là thời gian dành cho 5 vị chuyên gia của chúng ta. Họ sẽ cùng chia sẻ những kinh nghiệm của họ. Nhưng trước hết, chúng tôi xin được mời quý vị cùng vào link sau để chia sẻ những suy nghĩ, đánh giá của quý vị về buổi hội thảo này. Đồng thời, trong khi các chuyên gia chia sẻ, nếu quý vị có câu hỏi thì vui lòng đặt ở phần bình luận. Chúng tôi sẽ chuyển đến chuyên gia trong phần hỏi đáp ở cuối chương trình. Và không để mất thời gian hơn nữa, chúng ta hãy cùng chào đón ông Rain Wong từ công ty Master Transportation Bus Manufacturing sẽ chia sẻ với chúng ta về những giải pháp giao thông thông minh hơn, lành mạnh hơn. And now we are pleased to have Mr. Rain Wong from the Master Transportation Bus Manufacturing Limited Company. He will share the smarter and healthier urban transportation solutions.
Good afternoon, my Vietnamese friends and colleagues. Never let a good crisis go to waste. That's from Winston Churchill. So today, this afternoon, I'm going to share with you the Taiwanese perspective about how to build up a smarter and healthier urban transportation system. The name is Ren Wang, and I'm the consultant of Master Bus. So, as you may know, that Taiwan for the last many years has tried out to build smart cities, and of course using AI and edge computing to build up this smart transportation system in the whole city. And right now the technology is mature and the system is sophisticated so far. But this afternoon I'm not trying to tell you that how great or that how far the cutting edge technology can go, but to share with you that for the last few years we try in order to face the era of uncertainty and complexity and ambiguous, so that we try to build ourselves as the system integrator, the total solutioneer, the master planner, the neo ecosystemizer, the digital transformer, and the value rechannel. Maybe some of the words you cannot find in the vocabulary, but I believe that you know exact its meaning once you see it. So each category, maybe there is one or two superpowers in the whole world that dominate this field. But Taiwanese is trying hard to combine all these basic capabilities into one. So which means that maybe we are not the best in each categories, but we try to combine everything together in order to meet this situation that we have right now. So I would love to share with you about the 7 pillars of e-mobility industrial chain that we see today. And from this one, maybe you can see that from the screen. So I need not to just try to say each category out loud. So let me just describe all these pillars one by one to you. So here are the 7 pillars. Pillar 1 is the e-bus system, which means the manufacturing and the production of all these hardwares. This is the e-bus of Chiayi City, one of the small towns in southern part of Taiwan. We already deploy e-bus system into the cities, the whole bus service system for 15 months from last May. So that it's been really successful and running and operating smoothly right now. The second pillar, pillar 2, is the public transportation system and the public transportation operations. So we also have this team, Guoguang KK Motor, that's already founded for more than 70 years, with 2,000 staff and 1,200 buses that operate, for city buses, for the mid-term and the long-term distance service, and it got really digitized fleet management system that's operating quite well right now. And the third pillar, that's the MRO service, maintenance, repair, and overhauls. And of course, that with such a big fleet of KK Motor, so that we already built up a maintenance and repair system that can serve more than 5,000 buses per year, that all through Taiwan. So it's a network. And with all these parallel import and export service online and offline of all these brand name, I mean for the material and for the parts. And the pillar fourth is what we call the HIT, HIT, Trinity, TOD development and management system. And of course, all these are what we accomplished so far. All these HIT system, that means hub along with industry and town all together, jointly as one. And no matter the hub belongs to airport, seaport, or land port. Of course, land port, including expressway, highway, and all the traditional railway, high-speed rail, or the MRT, or the light rail system. So these are all the know-how or the basic technology that can form this HIT system together. And with that, a TOD system, I mean the hub, that you can see from this diagram, that it will have this joint that togethering of passengers and cargo and vehicle, so that with the core industry or the core service and the tier 2, tier 3 all jointly together. So it will bring in the flow of commerce, of retail, or the flow of service. So that with that, usually a hub is only a public service facility, so that it cannot make a lot of money. However, if we move on and then have these real estate developments on this complexity, or that this joint hub campus, I would say, and you can prosper from its multifunctional commercial developments along with communities, or with office building, and with MICE, and maybe tourism, entertainment, and of course leisure, hotel, everything together. So that when all this real estate, I mean the TOD system, functioning in an efficient way, then it's prosper gaining, well then feedback to the hub, and then you can have better service, so you can bring in more flow on passenger, cargoes, and commercial, and vehicle, of course. And it will become a positive circulation cycle that moving on, so that after a certain extent, you are just going more and more, or upper and upper way, in a really constructive and positive result. So this is a diagram, on the other way of showing that a TOD combination of the red cycle is the hub-oriented service and industries, while the blue cycle represent the vehicle-oriented industries or service, and it join all together. So, like as I mentioned, and no matter that's like an airport or a seaport, so that that kind of a border economy, or that kind of cross-border service, that's also can prosper as well. But a hub is just basically, it just generate all kinds of flows together. And the next pillar, the pillar fifth, is the MaaS, mobility as a service system. So that that's a one-stop app, on the cell phone, or the omni-channel. So it's the first mile to last mile service, and it's the online payment service. And right now we are working on smart charging and smart parking all together, and maybe with a smart mortgaging and smart insurance for your vehicle as well. And the next one is an ART system, which means the autonomous bus rapid transit system. One we consider that's the cheapest or even the fattest MRT system nowadays. So that along connecting two hubs, or the two cities, or the two major stations, two major stations, we can build up all these industrial parks, or the important industrial centers, and for these cutting edge technology, or the science developments. So that this ART and BRT system will have all these new technology and I would say roughly statistically speaking that it costs maybe 1/3 of the traditional railroad MRT and use maybe 1/3 of the construction time and 1/3 of the maintaining cost. But maybe with a really close quantity of passenger transportations. Okay. So that the last one, the seventh pillar, we just call it the pillar 0. That's the whole ecosystems. So that's from the upper right corner. It means the basic industries for e-bus, for battery, for the autonomous driving, and for the fleet management system, for the city's roadside unit and all these IOV, Internet of Vehicle, and with all the smart grid energy. And most important is the experience, the know-how, and the lessons that compile together. So for the last 12 months, we propose, not only this idea, this e-mobility industrial system that using in Taiwanese cities, but also, like for instance, this is the BRT system or the ART system that connected Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. That of course, major development will be in Johor. Or Malaysia's Penang, the big islands that may be occupied mostly by Chinese descendants. Or that from the border near Vietnam of Cambodia, that TUY NHIêN to Phnom Penh, and maybe to the border of the Phuket and to Thailand, that kind of a system. And recently, we tried to also propose to Philippines that in the new Manila airport, the international airport of Bulacan, so that build up ART system to Clark, New City, and to Subic Bay, Freeport, and along with all these industrial parks. So that for the last 30 to 40 years, we generate quite a lot lessons and know-how, I would say, concerning with building up a smarter and healthier transportation system for the cities. And these are the key issues that I just would love to remind my Vietnamese colleagues that when you start to build up these ecosystems, you need to just bear in mind that all these issues that should put into concern seriously. And of course, all the benefit, or all the key issues as well, build up a TOD development projects. So these are all the important characteristics concerning with its full life cycle, that stages, phasing, and begin with the end in mind. I cannot emphasize more about all these key factors. So that, these are all the reminders to you. So that, just like I say in the beginning, that never waste such a good crisis. So that what does not kill us makes us stronger. So in this period of COVID-19, I believe that we will be much, much stronger than ever before. So thank you so much and God bless.
Vâng, xin cảm ơn phần trình bày của ông Quang ạ. Và câu hỏi đầu tiên dành cho ông đó là vậy việc quy hoạch phát triển đô thị theo định hướng phát triển hệ thống giao thông công cộng thì sẽ áp dụng cho thành phố Hồ Chí Minh như thế nào? The first question for Master Wang is that how could transit-oriented development, the TOD, apply in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam?
For the last 40 years, Taiwanese did learn a lot, or that we pay a lot of, I would say that monies, we pay a lot of resources, and we gain a lot of lessons from these TOD subjects or the TOD topics. So I would sincerely urge my fellow colleagues in Vietnam or in all Asian countries, do it carefully, which means that there are always two types of choices that from the very beginnings of routing of we would say that the decision, the line, that where all the locations of the stations, so that are you plan to place all the stations in a well-developed, urban places like downtown, or that you can shift it a little bit, away from the well-developed places, and then make a bigger room for these TOD developments. There are always dilemma of these choices, and what we learned so far is that we need to take care of both. Is that in the center of downtown, of course, we got to have this big transition hub as the stations. So where you can change your vehicle, that's an intermodal center for that. But you lost a lot of opportunities of doing this TOD. So how do we make a balance that we try to pick up each? I mean, one is that we want to have a lot of people, as much as possible, to go to the station in a real convenient way. And of course, fulfill the purpose of commuting. But on the other hand, we would like the MRT system to gain the benefit of TOD. So in that kind of balance, there will come a major issue of how can you build up a real complicated yet reasonable system and the code for incentive to encouraging all the piece of property, the landowner, the stakeholders can joyfully that move into the TOD consortium or the TOD task force. And then let's do some urban renewal, urban regeneration works. But on the other hand, you should consider that maybe build up some new town at the end of these roads, so that in each MRT lines, in the end, or maybe close, or maybe on the top of the depot, we always build new towns, so that at least you can enjoy the TOD's prosperity in that manner. So that's our lessons, and of course, we really pay a lot to learn that, or maybe that we are still learning right now. So that's all I can say. Thank you so much.
Xin cảm ơn ông Rain Quang về câu trả lời vừa rồi. Và tiếp theo chúng ta sẽ cùng chào mừng bà Grace Giao đến từ công ty FETC International, công ty chuyên về hệ thống thu phí không dừng tại Đài Loan, cung cấp giải pháp tổng thể thành phố thông minh và đường cao tốc thông minh RFID-based. Bà Grace Giao sẽ trình bày về sự thúc đẩy chuyển đổi số cơ sở hạ tầng của thành phố Hồ Chí Minh dựa trên EID của phương tiện giao thông. Xin mời bà Giao. And next we will have Ms. Grace Giao to share her insights of enabling Ho Chi Minh City digital infrastructure from vehicle EID. Ms. Giao, it's time for you.
Chào quý vị, I'm Grace Giao, Key Account Manager from FETC International. Today I will show you how vehicle EID can be the digital infrastructure for Ho Chi Minh City. We will discuss three topics today: tolling global trend, vehicle EID, and road to the future. For the first topic, tolling global trend is a study from the American Tolling Association. You can see the tolling method, it will be gradually remove the barrier ETC. For area and the vehicle, or also the tolling tariff, it will be more variable. So Taiwan, we also follow this trend. You could see on the picture, there's no more toll plaza on the highway. We have built 335 multi-lane free-flow gantry, There's no more toll collectors on site. It's 100% automated. With 15 years operation experience, we start to provide the service including smart highway and smart city to our road user. In addition, we founded FETC International, which is FETCI, to serve our overseas customers. In Taiwan, the RFID tag installation rate is 94%. The billing accuracy rate is 99.9998%. The bad debt rate is less than 0.3%. So this high KPI, the system is all planned, designed, built, operate by Taiwan FETC. With this operation excellency and DevOps, now we can talk on the next topic, digital vehicle EID. So many people are talking about digital transformation, but how? In Vietnam, you have an ID card combined with a chip and code to scan. But for vehicle, do you have an ID to scan? The answer is yes. No matter in Taiwan or Vietnam, people have installed the RFID tag. Combined with a license plate number, it can be a unique vehicle EID. But you may ask, can we only read a single factor, like only read the RFID tag or only read the license plate number? Think about your ID card. Besides the chip and code, there's also fingerprint on it to avoid any fake or counterfeit. For vehicle EID, it's the same. We have to ensure the application with a high accuracy. So for vehicle EID, vehicle recognition is a very important factor, from the license plate number to the whole appearance of vehicle, from motor vehicle to motorcycle. This is the different environment you could see, from the low-speed parking lot to the high-speed expressway. In addition, we have to overcome the side angle detection. Also, the raining day is also the situation that we have to overcome. This is in Vietnam. You can see our license plate recognition performs really well on the reflective license plate. Also, during day and night time, we reach a very high accuracy rate with Vietnam's license plate. Not only Vietnam, we train the AI for many Asian countries as well, especially Thailand. The alphabet is really complicated, but we reach very high accuracy. So let me show you the real case. These two pictures, the number look the same, right? It's F59533. But actually, when you look into the detail of a right picture, it's actually F59538. Somebody colored the last number like 3. It's a really bad situation. But with the vehicle recognition, we found that the side mirror, the color is different. One is white, one is black. So we avoid from collect the money for the wrong drivers. The next is a vehicle classification. It's a very important factor for tolling. For Vietnam, the tolling rate for 20 feet and 40 feet containers is huge difference. So we combine the image and LiDAR to higher the accuracy of vehicle classification. Not only motor vehicle, the vehicle EID can apply on the motorcycle for government management. So move to the last topics, road to the future for Ho Chi Minh City. With vehicle VID, based on the big data, infrastructure, and the platform, There are so many applications for Ho Chi Minh City, include traffic management, traffic information, road pricing, enforcement, and mobility service. So I will show you many cases later. The first one, semi-free form. This customized model is because many customers come to us and ask, we have a goal for free flow, but we know legislation for the unpaid toll is not ready. What can we do? So FETCI, we designed this customized model with the free flow in the entrance, but access still have a barrier to ensure the money is collected. What's the benefit for it? For barrier ETC, the traffic value lane is affordable. It's 1,000 vehicles per hour per lane. But for freeform, it's a double. So it solves the problem of a congestion. The next benefit is a cost saving. Actually, for multi-lane freeform ETC, the cost is cheaper. For CAPEX, you don't need the toll plaza and office civil work. Also, the equipment quantity is lower. For OPEX, no more toll collectors, and the O&M manpower is lower. So it will be a huge difference for the investor. The next case, we work with the road authority. With the 16 million ETC daily transaction, we can do the time prediction. You can see on the green board, we can predict the time to the next city. Besides, it's very convenient for the user to check on apps if the traffic flow of a road section is under congestion. For example, when the users see the green colors, it means, okay, now we can go on my trip because the road section is under the smooth traffic flow. But when you see the red color, you might have to consider more because the road section is under congestion. The other case we work with government is the road pricing. As you could see, there are many different rates on the highway because government want to do the traffic demand management based on the road pricing. So we provide a very flexible charging method for different factors like time period, road segment, or the direction. Next case, we work with the Environment Authority. When we build a sensor around the city and we detect vehicle EID, we can notify the city government to avoid any polluted vehicle to enter the green zone. Next one, we work with police. It's also a case that we detect vehicle EID. When we detect, we will notify the police to catch the criminal in the nearest exit. So it's a real time to catch a criminal. Besides government, we provide a convenient service to our users. This is our smart parking service. We have built more than 700 smart parking lots with RFID and license plate recognition, which is vehicle EID in Taiwan. So as you can see, now in Taiwan with our service, people don't have to line out for the token or pay for the parking fee because it's all automatic. We detect the vehicle EID and connect the payment to the credit card account link. It helps our customer to leave the parking lot really smoothly. So with vehicle EID as a digital infrastructure, there are so many opportunities for Ho Chi Minh City, including free-flow tolling, port tolling, congestion charge, and smart parking service. So I believe it will be a new digital transformation. It's also a new opportunity for Ho Chi Minh City. If you are interested, I'm Grace Giao from FETC International. Xin cảm ơn và chúc mọi người có nhiều sức khỏe.
Xin cảm ơn phần trình bày của bà Grace Giao, và mối quan tâm của khán giả đã gửi về cho bà đó là bà có thể chia sẻ những kinh nghiệm về việc chuyển đổi số ở các quốc gia châu Á khác được không ạ? Thank Ms. Grace Giao, and the question we have collected for you is, can you share the digital transformation experience in other Asian countries?
Under COVID-19, it sped up the policy on cashless and ETC. Besides, open road tolling and all electronic toll will be the trend for the global ETC. We help many countries on this, including Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, and I think it's very potential for Vietnam to go on this digital transformation journey. And I want to highlight the model of semi-free for ETC. It saves the congestion and it lowers the contact with the human, the toll collectors. So I think it's a benefit under this COVID-19 time, and it helps the digital transformation for Vietnam to have a more convenient service on tolling. Thank you.
Cảm ơn những chia sẻ quý báu của bà Giao. Còn bây giờ xin kính mời ông Jason Chen từ CTCI Corporation, tổng thầu EPC lớn nhất Đài Loan chuyên về thiết kế, kỹ thuật thu mua, xây dựng, sản xuất, vận hành cho các dự án về lưu trữ và vận chuyển điện, dầu khí, hóa dầu, kim loại màu, công trình công cộng, giao thông vận tải, bảo vệ môi trường. Ông Chen sẽ cùng chia sẻ những kinh nghiệm của ông và đồng nghiệp mình về thi công MRT. Bản thân tôi cũng đã từng được trải nghiệm hệ thống MRT rất tuyệt vời ở Đài Bắc, nên tôi rất khâm phục những người đã làm ra nó. Và tôi muốn gửi một tràng pháo tay thật to để chào mừng Mr. Chen. And now I would like to invite Mr. Jason Chen from CTCI Corporation to review his and his college experience in MRT constructions. I myself has get on the Taipei MRT a couple years ago, and I would love to send them a big applause to welcome on stage Mr. Chen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason Chen from CTCI Corporation. It's my honor to have this opportunity to introduce CTCI for you. Firstly, let me give you, your ladies and gentlemen, a brief about CTCI and its operation. Then we will play a video for your better understanding to CTCI. CTCI is a global provider of reliable engineering service. And CTCI founded in 1979. We have over 40 subsidiaries in 15 countries with over 7,000 employees. We serve the world's major market, including Middle East, United States, India, and Southeast Asia. CTCI inches as a national leader in the hydrocarbon processing industry and an active player in the growing power, environment, transportation, and industrial market. Also, the growing high-tech business field is also becoming the CTCI's new pursuing market. Based on the business nature, all units are classified into group engineering business, group resource recycling business, and group intelligent solution engineering business. Group engineering business has polished the CTCI brand throughout the world, making CTCI a global enterprise on par with other world-class EPC companies. Group resource cycling business pioneers the resource cycling business in Taiwan and other areas for sectors such as energy from waste management, recycling, and photovoltaic business. Group Intelligent Solution Business is a provider of smarter solutions. Smart solutions demonstrating fruitful results in fields like smart manufacturing, smart transportation, smart buildings, and smart cities. Discover reliable is our slogan and define the way we work, and it's the essence of our drive to become the world's most reliable engineering service provider. In 2020, the financial performance, CTCI got $4.4 billion new contract and $9 billion backlog. That's a CTCI historical high performance. It's our glory, but also a pressure to keep CTCI improving ourselves to provide our most reliable service to our customer and clients. Now, I will play a CTCI introduction video to show you an overall picture of CTCI.
In this fast-changing and uncertain world, there are a few things we can truly rely on. The sun will always rise, the seasons will turn, and the stars will shine above. But we rely on other things that make our world go round, like power to keep our lights on, fuel for the car, and heat for the house. Like the train to work arriving on time and delivering us there safely. Like clean water to drink and unpolluted environments to enjoy. Relying on these things connects us and brings us closer together. That's why at CTCI, we strive to provide the world's most reliable engineering services. We specialize in delivering technically challenging engineering, procurement, and construction projects. Projects like petrochemical plants that drive economies forward and standards of living higher. And power plants necessary to meet the growing energy demands of expanding markets. We build the factories and plants that produce the building blocks of industry. And transport systems that ease congestion and increase efficiency. And we construct the environmental facilities necessary to reduce our impact on the planet. To do all this, we rely on technical expertise accumulated over decades, working at the forefront of the EPC industry. We rely on our commitment to develop and deploy the latest advances in smart engineering and the know-how required to work with diverse global cultures. But most of all, we rely on each other. All so people the world over can rely on us. CTCI, Discover Reliable.
Vâng, xin cảm ơn ông Chen ạ. Và ông có thể kể thêm một số dự án mà CTCI đã và đang làm ở Việt Nam được không ạ? Thank you, Mr. Chen. Could you share us the CTCI projects in Vietnam ever?
CTCI has a subsidiary in Vietnam, and we call it CTCI Vietnam, with around 200 engineers. And our past experience in Vietnam, including the petrochemical plant, and the owner is a PV Oil, and also the one is a Yinche power plant, and also the Taiwan's famous group Formosa company. They're a steel plant in Hà Tĩnh. We also have experience there. And now we still have two ongoing projects in Vietnam. One is a Mixing Hub oil blending factory, and the other is a Van Phong coal-fired power plant. It's also our first work with the Japanese corporation to work for this project.
Xin cảm ơn những thông tin của ông Jason Chen. Xin nhắc lại với quý vị một chút thông tin nữa, đó là quý vị vui lòng để lại ý kiến đánh giá của mình vào trong link đang hiện lên trên màn hình. Và nếu có câu hỏi hãy để ở phần comment phía bên dưới, chúng ta vẫn còn một phần hỏi đáp ở phía sau nữa. Và để tiếp tục chương trình, chúng tôi xin mời ông Rayson từ CECI Engineering Consulting Incorporation sẽ trình bày về quản lý thông tin hệ thống dành cho các kỹ sư MRT. And up next, Mr. Rayson from CECI Engineering Consultants will be introducing Building Information Management applied in MRT engineer. And let's welcome Mr. Rayson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Senja Ray. I'm Deputy Manager of Department of Rapid Transit Engineering of CECI company. I have more than 25 years major rail project experience, I also been stationed in Hanoi for 6 months for Anyuan Laogai Railway Improvement Project, and I miss the Vietnamese food very much. CECI has been established in 1969. Rapid Transit Department is one of the departments who utilize BIM technology thoroughly with the support from our BIM Center, GIS Department, and IT Department. We are also very active on overseas transit and railway projects. We have been involved in many regions metro rail projects. The BIM implementation in Rapid Transit Department through 4 stages. For first 2 stages, we are focused mainly on design coordination and digital twin simulation to provide cost-effective solution for our client. For stage 3 and 4, we are mainly focused on parametric design and computational design. We try to set up smart components and make our design more automatically and parametrically to enhance or enrich the data parameter in our BIM models to provide value-added service for our client. CECI is the only consultant firm in Taiwan who was certificated with ISO 19650 certification for both design and asset management. The challenges and opportunity we are facing for urban metro rail projects, including very difficult land acquisition, topographic condition, narrow wall situation for highly populated area, complicated utility, and geological conditions. I would like to use a real project case to explain how we resolve all these issues. In the beginning of the project, we will try to define our BIM model with GIS system to ensure the coordination and right-of-way of our project and station is correctly defined. This is one of the examples shows why GIS system is so important. This is a new terminal construction project right on top of an underground MRT system in operation. We need to do very accurately and sensitive 3D finite element analysis in order to yield reasonable protection measure to ensure the safety of the MRT systems in operation. We encountered many situations with dramatic geological changes. This is one of the examples. We have high foundations within less than 15 meters distance, but the rock head changed more than 20 meters. So we need to change the structural system of the pipe foundation from diaphragm wall to social pipes, and also change the arrangement of the pipe cap. This is a typical situation we encountered in urban area. We have very complicated utility situation. We need to do detailed monitoring and check to design the relocation and protection of the existing utility. This is another case. Our underground stations encounter so many utilities, including big dimensioned and deep elevation sewage pipes. BIM model can be utilized with greenhouse simulation. This is one of the examples. We do the natural ventilation simulation to enhance our entrance and opening layout to provide good ventilation for our passengers. BIM model is also a very good platform to do passenger flow simulation and optimization. This is one of the examples of underground and elevated interchange stations with very high capacity passenger flow volumes. We need to define the bottleneck area and to improve and correct the layout, make the passenger flow smoothly, and can provide better service. For parametric component, it is a game changer for the design. So the drawing is no more than just a line and text. It is all smart parameters and data in the sketch. So every change is linked with the drawing, sections, plan, or our central models. It can enhance the design efficiency, also minimize the human errors. This is another example of parametric components for system facilities, which can enhance our station layout decisions and to optimize the space utilizations. For MEP design, this is one of the examples for firefighting sprinkler design. It can also take the benefit of the parametric component. And after we set up the central models, we can produce the drawing design document and quantity takeout automatically, and also minimize the human error through the design process. I would like to make a brief conclusion about the experience we gained from the BIM application through more than 10 years of metro railway projects. First, it is very important to have a very good design coordination on the common data environmental. This is one of the examples. We have 14 stations overseas, which work closely with our home support team at Taipei through two design code. We'll gain very good relationship with our client, with the design review integration closely, and the interface coordination can be work very smoothly together with different professional teams. In the beginning, in the design stage, with the digital twin models, we can predict the problem encountered in construction stage and make correction in advance to minimize the cost and time delay. Real BIM is fully utilize the design development and coordination work with BIM technology in a common data environmental. It is not beneficial if you build a BIM model, 3D BIM model, after you finish your design process with traditional 2D method. You will miss the benefit and the powerful solution from the BIM technology. BIM technology is not for building a perfect or beautiful 3D models. Actually, the data, the geometric information within the BIM model is more important. All disciplines participate in the BIM design process is also very important. Any one of the team, if they delay their design development, or they lack of their participation on the design process for coordination, it will draw down all the performance of all the team and create a big disaster for the whole project. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share our experience on the metro rail projects with BIM application.
Vâng, xin cảm ơn ông Rayson vì phần trình bày vừa rồi. Và ông có thể chia sẻ với mọi người về hệ thống quản lý xây dựng thông tin BIM được không ạ? Thank you, Mr. Rayson. And can you share me the Building Information Management BIM applied in Vietnam and Asia?
So far, based on our experience in Southeast Asia major rail projects, BIM technology has been mandatory, I think, in Singapore and Malaysia already. And for Indonesia, the Jakarta Metro Rail Phase 2 also require BIM application to do the design and coordination and construction integration for Jakarta Metro Phase 2 projects. So I believe there will be more and more application for metro rail project in Southeast Asia to experience the benefit of the BIM technology. Thank you.
Cảm ơn ông Rayson vì đã chia sẻ những góc nhìn đầy chuyên môn và đầy thông tin. Chúng tôi xin phép nhắc lại một lần nữa là vì chúng ta sắp chuyển sang phần hỏi đáp, nên nếu quý vị có câu hỏi thì vui lòng để lại comment ở phía dưới. Chúng ta sẽ tập hợp và chuyển đến các diễn giả. Sau đây chúng tôi sẽ cùng chào đón ông Ricky Chung từ MyTech Information Technology Corporation. Và tôi đoán là sau phần trình bày của ông, chúng ta sẽ hiểu rõ hơn về những trải nghiệm chuyên môn và cách chúng ta đang nhìn nhận hệ thống thu phí tự động như thế nào. And now we would like to invite another expert in the industry, Mr. Ricky Chung from MyTech Information Technology Corporation. We will know more about the experience, expertise, and how we look at the automatic fare collection system.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ricky Chung. On behalf of MyTech Information Technology, I would like to present you our experience, expertise, and how we look at automatic fare collection systems. This picture shows our view and the way we see what automatic fare collection system architecture should be. On the right hand side, you can see underneath you have tier 0, fare media, and this part is what interface and is what the customer feels the most. And as you can see, the migration here from smart card to QR code to use your phone app, EMV, third-party payments, and these are currently active and currently what we have been using here in Taiwan for a number of years. And to enable these to be able to use in your transportation, in your many different fields, you need to have a reader writer to be able to accept these fare media. So on top of that, you will see tier 1, you have reader writer devices, and its place is installed in many of the different services that we provided to our customers. And for each and every one of the vendor who's providing the services to our customers, and then you have the tier 2, which is the station computer system, the depot computer systems. And the tier 2 is how we collect the transactions, how we pass on the parameters, and how we interface with the reader writer devices and how we interface with the tier 3. And on top of that, the tier 3 is what we call the central computer systems. This is depending on which vendors that you are servicing. So each and every individual vendors, you will have a central computer systems. And on top of the central computer system, you have the last tier, which is tier 4. You have the central clearinghouse system, card administration, and the customer service. And for the tier 4 is actually what makes this common ticketing, what we say, all these services that you are able to provide your customers possible. You have a central clearinghouse, and you administrate the car, you issue the car, and you provide the necessary customer service that is possible. And because of this, the central clearinghouse system, you will be able to collect all transactions on a daily basis, and then you summarize it, you interface with the banking services. For each and every vendors, you have an account in the banks, and then this clearinghouse system will summarize the daily transactions and will instruct the banks to settle the differences. So this is the whole picture of how MyTech Information Technology sees this. And this is the whole picture that MyTech Information Technology, my company, has been implementing successfully here in Taiwan and a number of other countries in the world. And because of this, we're able to do it, and we have been doing it quite successfully. And I would like to talk about Tier 0 Fair Media. Fair Media, this is where you interact with the customer the most. In other words, this is where the customer feels the most. Whether your service is good or not, whether you migrate your service to a level that brings your customer convenience, this is what makes the difference. As you can see, the first generation Fair Media, it started from cash. That was way back, depending on the countries. And then it goes on to the paper ticket. And then, as you can see, it moves on to the plastic. That's more durable. And then again, the plastic ticket will eliminate some of the disadvantage that the paper ticket brings. And the plastic ticket will be able to reuse. It's more durable. Then you have a token. Again, it brings in some advantage over the previous plastic ticket and the paper ticket. It makes it more durable, more easy to be handled. And then from 2003, here in Taiwan, we issued a smart card. Smart card makes it easier. Smart card is able to store transactions within the smart card. So it brings a little bit traceability into this, and it's not only the central office is able to know the transaction, but the cardholders is able to go to the ticket office and to be able to see the number of transactions that you have done in the past. And then, as you can see, QR code brings in. And QR code, again, it brings in some convenience, some values to the customers. Customer will make it feel using QR code is easier, it's more portable, and that fits into the needs of some part of the customers. And then, because we all use cell phone, anything can, you don't really have to bring anything with you except the cell phone. You need to have a cell phone with you all the time. So we bring an app to the cell phone so that you remember to bring this with you all the time. Then you have EMV for those who have credit card. You have EuroPay, you have Master and Visa, and it brings the convenience for those business travelers who travel overseas or who come to the new countries, or you come to Taiwan and you don't have the smart card or the app yet, and you can use your Master or Visa card and still be able to take advantage of the fair media, the convenience of the fair media that brings into the general public here in Taiwan. And then you have the third-party payment. You have the Google Pay, Line Pay, and this is more trendy, and it fits into the younger generation. And again, whatever the customer needs, we provide. So we bring in this service to the general public. And then we're looking at the B in, B out. In other words, it's easier. You don't have to actually bring anything. Even if you accidentally don't remember to bring your cell phone, you'll still be able to enjoy the convenience. And that part is what we are currently working on. And we look at the Tier 4, and this is the convenience interoperability that the common ticketing is bringing to the general public. As you can see, the first category is the transportation. We would using this common ticketing, which is with the central clearinghouse, as you can see in the middle, central clearinghouse system, card administration, and customer service. With this clearinghouse, we will be able to enable the cardholder to be able to use pretty much all the transportation that this country can provide. Okay, and this is our goal. And on top of that, you will be able to also use it in the convenience store and grocery store and some of the shopping areas. As you can see, you can use it as an e-money and e-purse purposes. And the third one is you can also use it as an ID, a company ID that you no longer issue other independent ID with another independent system that you have to take care of. You can take advantage of this. Use ID, you go to trade show and you go to school and you go to all that's public areas that can be used. And what's the future? The future is that we will want to use this common ticketing. We will want to go out to other areas. As in the case of Taiwan, we use Japan, India. In the future, we want to link them together. In other words, the cards that you use in Taiwan will be able to use in these countries. At last, these are the international exposure. We've been around, and we hope that we can provide these services to you soon in the future. Thank you.
Xin cảm ơn ông Ricky Chung về những chia sẻ quý báu. Thank you, Mr. Ricky Chung, for sharing your insights. Kính thưa quý vị đã đặt câu hỏi cho diễn giả chưa ạ? Nếu chưa, đừng quên để lại comments nhé. Và cuối cùng, chúng tôi xin hân hạnh kính mời ông Hoàng Ngọc Tuân, Phó Giám đốc Ban Chuẩn bị Đầu tư thuộc Ban Quản lý Đường sắt Đô thị Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh đến để chia sẻ thêm các thông tin vô cùng hữu ích về quy hoạch MRT của Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. And finally, we are honored to invite Mr. Hoàng Ngọc Tuân, Deputy Director of Projects Preparation at Investment Unit of Management Authority for Urban Railways of Ho Chi Minh City's People Committee. We will know more about the MRT system planning in Ho Chi Minh City. Please give him a big applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure to present a Taiwan Smart Transportation Webinar 2021. I am Hoàng Ngọc Tuân, Deputy Director of Preparation and Investment Unit from the Management Authority for Urban Railway. Did you know any information about Ho Chi Minh City? So today, I would like to give you some information about Ho Chi Minh City and overview metro system in Ho Chi Minh City. My present is divided into three main sections. Firstly, I will take overview of master plan of metro system in Ho Chi Minh City. Secondly, I want to concentrate metro lines are being implemented on the construction. And finally, I would like to introduce the urban railway lines are calling for investment. I start with some general information about Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City is the largest city in Vietnam. It's located in south of Vietnam. The area 2,100 square kilometers with population more than 10 million. The GDP for the capital around $6,800. Ho Chi Minh City has urbanized very rapidly in the past 30 years. In 2020, despite being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, but the GDP of Ho Chi Minh City still increased up to 2.91%. The problem of noise, crowded traffic jam, air pollution, and high motorcycle density have not been resolved and become more serious. But until now, Ho Chi Minh City still has not yet metro system, or the public transport system have not met the travel requirement of the city people. So the building a subway system in Ho Chi Minh City is an urgent requirement. The overview of the master plan of metro system in Ho Chi Minh City. This is the master plan of Ho Chi Minh City urban railway system. According to the master plan, there are 8 metro lines and 3 tramway and monorails. Total length of the whole system about 220 km. We are preparing proposal to adjust the planning to 400 km. In general, the whole system can be divided into 2 groups. Group 1, the metro lines are being implemented, include Metro Line 1 is under construction. Metro Line 2 Phase 1 is in the state of land acquisition and preparation for bidding. The Metro Line 5 is asking for investment policy from the National Assembly. Group 2 includes 10 projects calling for investment. The Metro Line 1 has total length of 19.7 km, in which 2.6 km is underground and 17.2 km elevated. 14 stations, including 3 underground and 11 elevated. The sponsor is Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) with a total investment of $2.490 billion. The Metro Line 1 will be extended to Dong Nai and Bình Dương province. Currently, Metro Line 1 is urgent under construction and has reached 87.67%. Metro Line 1 project has 4 main packages. CP1A and CP1B is underground section. CP2 is elevated section, and CP3 is the E&M, rolling stock and truck work. Metro Line 1 is expected to be completed and operation in early 2023. The Metro Line 2 Phase 1 has total length of 11.3 km, in which 9.3 km underground and 2 km elevated. 11 stations, including 10 underground and 1 elevated station. The sponsor is ADB, KW, and EIB, with total investment of $2.093 billion. Metro Line 2 Phase 1 is in the state of land acquisition and preparation for bidding, and has expected to be completed and operation in 2027. The Metro Line 5 Phase 1 has total length of 8.9 km, in which 7.5 km underground and 1.4 km elevated. 9 stations, including 8 underground and 1 elevated. The sponsor is ADB, KW, EIB, and ODA from the Spain government with a total investment of $1.720 billion. The pre-feasibility study report of Metro Line number 5 is being appraised by the State Appraisal Council and submitted to the National Assembly for approval. It is expected to be completed and operation in 2030. Now we are going to project calling for investment. There are 10 projects calling for investment. Bến Thành Hub included Bến Thành Central Station and Shopping Mall. This is interchange of 4 metro lines with total investment about $400 million. Metro Line 2 Phase 2 has 2 sections. Section 1, 5.8 km underground, 6 underground stations. Section 2, 3.3 km elevated with 3 elevated stations. Investment is about $1.482 billion. Metro Line 253, 28 km elevated. Total investment is about 2.714 billion US dollars. Metro Line 3A has two phases. Phase 1, 11 km, 14 stations, including 11 underground and 3 elevated. Total investment cost is about 1.930 billion US dollars. Phase 2, 8.58 km, 6 elevated station. Investment cost is about 960 million US dollars. Metro Line 3B, total length 12.2 km, including 9.1 km underground and 3.1 km elevated. 10 stations, including 8 underground and 2 elevated. Investment cost about 1.870 billion US dollars. Metro Line number 4, total length 35.75 km, 16.18 km underground, and 19.57 km elevated. 32 stations, including 14 underground and 18 elevated. Investment cost is about 4.570 billion US dollars. The Metro Line 5 Phase 2, total length 14.5 km, 8.9 km underground, and 5.6 km elevated. 10 stations, 8 underground and 5 elevated stations. Investment cost is about 2.105 billion US dollars. The Metro Line number 6, total length 6.8 km underground and 7 underground stations. Investment cost is about 1.330 billion US dollars. Monorail number 2, total length 27.2 km, investment cost 720 million US dollars. Monorail 3, total length 10 km, investment cost 400 million US dollars. And last one is tramway number 1, total length 12.8 km with investment cost 250 million US dollars.
We believe that after COVID-19 pandemic, our projects will move forward quickly. That's all I have to say about the status of Metro Line system in Ho Chi Minh City and the opportunity and tender available. Well, that is from me. Many thanks for the attention.
Ngọc Tuân rất nhiều về phần trình bày với rất nhiều những cái thông tin hữu ích dành cho các đơn vị tham gia với chúng ta ngày hôm nay. Thank you, Mr. Hoàng Ngọc Tuân, for your very interesting presentation with a useful information. And now we are moving to the Q&A. Và kính thưa quý vị, bây giờ chúng ta sẽ tiến đến phần hỏi đáp với những câu hỏi mà quý vị đã đặt cho chúng tôi ngày hôm nay. Và với quý vị vẫn chưa đặt được câu hỏi thì quý vị có thể có thể tiếp tục để phía bên dưới để chúng tôi có thể gửi đến những diễn giả của chúng ta ngày hôm nay ạ. Và một câu hỏi mà chúng tôi thấy là quý vị đã gửi đến cho chúng tôi ngày hôm nay, câu hỏi dành cho Mr. Ricky from MyTech. Câu hỏi đó là chúng ta có thể ứng dụng e-ticketing ở Việt Nam như thế nào? The question is, how can e-ticketing be used in Vietnam? Mr. Ricky?
Yes. It's actually happy to hear a question like this because most people look at e-ticketing, they see it as a rather unfamiliar terms. I think e-ticketing, the good thing is that when all the ticketing holders, they take advantage of the public transportation, they will feel, and inside they will see that they really wanted to have a more convenient way compared to the traditional way. So I think the e-ticketing, taking advantage of the metro line, the metro system that currently is being under developing and currently in Vietnam is getting more and more public awareness. I think e-ticketing is good to be introduced to the general public right from the very beginning. E-ticketing, it takes time for the general public to accept this idea compared to the traditional way they do. They use cash to buy physical tickets and to use this ticket and return it back to the ticket seller the ticket seller will have to take care of this. That's the traditional way. But once you have more and more people getting the idea of e-ticketing from abroad, when they travel abroad, they grab this idea, they know the convenience. When they come back to Vietnam, they will feel, and I think they will want to have it. So we introduce this idea for those people who travel abroad, and for those people who stay in Vietnam, they will take time and certainly get to know how to take advantage of this e-ticketing. So I think that taking advantage of the advancement in the metro lines, and it's the right time for Vietnam to introduce this e-ticketing. Whoever is taking the metro line, we introduce them the idea. Given times, slowly, they will know that e-ticketing will give them convenience when they take metro line. Then slowly, when they use the same means to take buses, to use it as a e-money, to go shopping, and to use it for company identification purposes. And this is the trend that has been developing around the globe, and certainly here in Taiwan, and we are ready, and I think it is mature. This is the right time to introduce that idea to the general public of Vietnam. So I think this is how e-ticketing is supposed to be developed, supposed to be based on. At the time that you introduce this metro line service to the general public, in the same time you introduce this e-ticketing concept, I think given time, they will be able to accept, embrace, take advantage, and love it. That's the experience we have. And I think that it's taken us quite a long time, several years, for the general public here in Taiwan to know the benefits of e-ticketing. I think it certainly would take shorter time for the general public of Vietnamese people. So I think I'm looking very positively for the e-ticketing in Vietnam.
Vâng, và câu trả lời đến từ ông Ricky từ công ty MyTax thì việc áp dụng e-ticketing ở Việt Nam nó sẽ mang đến một cái sự tiện lợi bất ngờ dành cho người dân, và họ cần thời gian để thu hút được sự chú ý đến cái e-ticketing này. Thì nó sẽ tốn nhiều thời gian hơn, bởi vì họ đã quá quen với cái việc là dùng tiền mặt để có thể trao đổi lấy cái vé vật lý, cái vé lên tàu vật lý. Và từ đó thì rất nhiều người trước kia vẫn chưa biết đến cái hệ thống e-ticketing này, nhưng mà sau khi họ đi ra nước ngoài và có thể tìm hiểu được là cái lợi ích của nó như thế nào, thì họ cũng muốn cái điều đó có ở Việt Nam. Nhưng mà với cái hệ thống metro hiện tại thì chúng tôi nghĩ đây là cái thời gian rất hợp lý, hợp tình hợp lý để cho chúng ta có thể phát triển được cái e-ticketing này ở Việt Nam. Nhưng mà như chúng tôi đã nói là ở phía trước, là chúng ta cần thời gian cho họ, thời gian để họ làm quen với những cái vấn đề này, và chúng ta phải cần tạo được cái thói quen cho họ để cho họ có thể hiểu được những cái tiện ích của e-ticketing như thế nào, thì họ sẽ có động lực để có thể thay đổi cái thói quen sử dụng của mình. Vâng, và có lẽ quý vị có muốn đặt câu hỏi nào nữa không ạ? Có thể để ở lại ở phần comment ở trên livestream của chúng tôi, và chúng tôi có thể gửi đến quý vị diễn giả của chúng ta ngày hôm nay ạ.
Okay, cảm ơn.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky, for your answer. Vâng, kính thưa quý vị, có lẽ như là không có ai có thêm câu hỏi nào nữa. Chắc là quý vị cũng đang muốn đặt câu hỏi riêng cho các diễn giả của chúng tôi, phải không ạ? Thì đến đây thì buổi hội thảo online của chúng ta đã đi đến chỗ kết thúc. Chúng tôi hy vọng là quý vị đã có được những thông tin hữu ích, cũng như là phần nào có cái nhìn tổng quan về hệ thống giao thông thông minh như thế nào. Và nếu sau buổi hội thảo này mà quý vị vẫn còn câu hỏi thì quý vị có thể vui lòng gửi về cho chúng tôi, hoặc là gửi trực tiếp cho các diễn giả của chúng tôi, và TAITRA sẽ vẫn có tiếp tục những cái webinar với những chủ đề khác nữa. Và nếu quý vị quan tâm, xin vui lòng follow cái trang của chúng tôi để có thể có được cái thông tin sớm nhất. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the webinar today, and it's coming to an end. We hope this event has helped provide you a better understanding of the new trend and innovations developed in Taiwan. And if you have any further questions for our speakers, please feel free to send them to us or directly to the speakers. And we are going to hold more online conference like this, and you are more than welcome to join us again. And please follow our pages to keep yourself up to date. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. Và xin chúc quý vị một buổi chiều đầy sức khỏe, bình an và hẹn gặp mọi người trong chương trình lần sau.